All right, welcome to another episode of the Ask Swenk Show. This is episode 50. I can't believe it. And it's truly an honor to serve all of you guys, and I really do love answering all of your guys' questions. So keep the questions coming in, keep commenting, and keep giving the reviews of wherever platform that you guys are on, because it feeds me. It makes me want to do it more and more and to help you guys out. And it's just cool that a lot of my past experiences can actually help you out. And I truly love it. Today's episode is all about budgeting. Now, I'm not talking about budgeting for ads. I'm talking about the client's budget.
I'm Jason Swenk, and I'm answering your questions. And this is Ask Swenk.
Now, I want to do something special on episode 50, okay? Because this is a big milestone, I feel. I mean, the next milestone after this is 100. And, we've done 50 of these shows. And when we started first doing these shows, it was me in front of this ugly green screen. I mean, it was just awful. And I remember looking at it and going, man, I look like a Oompa Loompa or, a hostage. And it's just really cool to kind of look back at the first episode and see where the show actually started kind of taking shape. I mean, we started off doing one question, and then we started, just kind of picking questions out of the air. And now we have themes to these things, and we have a set process for this where we do it every week. And it's really cool, and I'm so excited. So the cool thing I want to do for you guys is I'm going to put up a link on the screen, and if you go to it, it's a secret offer, okay? And so if you guys have been holding back on jumping into the agency playbook, which you know who you are if that's you, I really want to help you out. And so if you go to jasonswank.com/secret offer, you can actually get the playbook for $500 off. And the playbook is really, like all of you have heard me say, it's really the systems that we use to scale and grow our agency. So if there's a lot of you out there that are struggling with what do I need to do next and feel like you don't know what you need to do next, the agency playbook's for you. If you're thinking of starting an agency and you love marketing and you love doing these cool things agencies do, but you've never worked for an agency or run an agency, it's for you. It just gives you the roadmap, the playbook. That's why I call it the agency playbook. Gives you the playbook that you need in order to get to the next level. So make sure you go to jasonswank.com/secret offer. And I'm only going to leave that up for a little while. So those people that take action and watch the videos, you guys are going to be benefited from it. So let's go ahead and get into the show. All right, so first question is from MJ. What do you do when a client won't give you their budget? Well, I have a lead magnet out there that I tell people about this, but I'm just going to tell you right off the bat, okay? I remember this was always the biggest frustration that we would have, most of the time running our agency, right? We'd have someone call where someone would refer business to us, and we'd start chatting with the prospect. And we would say, we'd sometimes ask them what their budget is, or for the cases we didn't ask their budget, we'd get way down, we'd do a lot of work, and then we would present the proposal, and the client would go silent, or they would say, man, that was a lot more than I thought, and they were the wrong prospect to begin with. And so we wasted all this time. Now, a lot of you will ask the budget, and then the client typically says, I don't have a budget, right? That's kind of what, what usually happens. And so the way around this is you can do it two different ways. I tell people you can do it two different ways. The first way, it has to fit your personality. And I would just say, hey, I love working with people that don't have a budget. So then we can spend countless amounts of money and really throw a lot at it and see what works. And then we'll figure out from there. And then I'd kind of shut up. And they'd be like, what? I'd be like, oh, well, we can spend millions of your budget because you don't have a budget, right? And then you'd kind of start laughing and be like, so you do have a budget. So it has to fit your personality in that. The other way that most people that will work for most people or work all the time is to be a reverse auctioneer. And so what we would do is we would just say, hey, we just need to make sure we're the right fit for you and you're the right fit for us. And we need to figure out what we can actually present to you, right? Because we don't want to sell you $1 million house if you only have $100,000 to spend. So are you trying to stay around 100,000, 80,000, 70,000, 60,000? See the reverse auctioneer. And I keep going down to figure out a budget. And then they always give you a budget. I promise you. The only time, the 1% of time that they won't give you a budget is maybe they don't exactly know what they want. In that point, I want you to sell a paid discovery and say, hey, look, it sounds like you might not have the clarity of what you need or what you want. Why don't we do a half day, 2-hour session, an hour session where we go through and ask you a lot of detailed questions and help map you out a plan for what you need to go do. Right? That's the only time that we would not get the budget, but most of the time we got that paid deal. And then they would, we'd walk them further on, like the foot in the door offer that we would talk about. But that's how we would get the budget 99% of the time. So hope that helps. All right. So Carl asked, what are the best strategies and tactics for a digital marketing agency to increase the budget of key clients? I'm going to tell you the number one. Get results. I mean, you got to get the client results, as well as communicate to the client the results. See, that's a lot of you listening. Hopefully all of you listening are getting results for your clients. If you're not, you need to make a major change in your systems internally in order to deliver that. But most of you are getting results for your clients. The thing is you're doing a shitty job of communicating it to your clients, right? So a couple things go with there. It's expectations in the very beginning, right? Of what you set with the expectations for your clients and how often you meet with them and who you're communicating with them. Don't just send them the BS bullshit reports that we all do, because then people are, or like you start reviewing the bullshit reports in the very beginning, and literally you send it to them and literally they're like, oh, just send that to me later on, right? Hello. Someone's at our door, right? That's the beauty about doing this show right by the front door. Hello, Mr. UPS man. Deliver me some good news. But, man, I was so distracted by the doorbell, but we'll leave that in. Right? To see that shit happens in this show, right? So, well, you can edit this part out. Or maybe not. No, leave it in. Leave it in so people see how it really is. All right? So you basically need to meet with them more often. And you basically need to communicate to them. Stop sending, the BS reports that they just kind of look at for the first couple months and then they just say, well, they just don't understand it. You want to tie exactly, so if you're a lead generation agency, you want to tie how much a lead is actually worth to them, and then you, rather than communicating how many leads you got them, you can do that on top and say, look, we got you this amount of leads, which a lead is worth $10 to you, which means this is the amount of revenue we generated in the past month. And we can really amp this up, guys. And you tell this to your client and say, look, we've been having fantastic results with the campaigns that we're running with you. And there's a lot of cool new things that we have out there. And what we would like to do is start experimenting and trying these things out. Or have you thought about doing this, Mr. Client? And then start going over how that can actually work. And that's how you can increase the budget or the spend with you, is show them results and communicate the results to them. That's how you can raise the budget. All right. Andrew asked, as a small video agency, what is the best advice for acquiring new clients, moving up the food chain, and commanding the bigger budget projects? So the best way to get clients is to actually become the authority in your market space. So many agencies, they just say, hey, we're just a video agency and we'll help everybody because we've helped so many different markets, but you don't dive in to the actual market, like a particular market, like pool builders or lawyers, or picking some kind of specialty that not many other people have, so you can become the authority. And then the way to become an authority after you pick that specialization is to really dive deep and actually start creating valuable content that actually helps, that doesn't require them to pay you anything yet, right? Case in point, this show right now. It's a totally free show, right? You can watch it, you can go through it. And a lot of you reach back out to me and say, man, the show has helped me out tremendously, but I would like to work with you one-on-one. Or, man, I really need help on certain systems. I can't wait for you to answer my question a couple weeks later on this show. And you jump into the playbook or the generate leads, right? So you create valuable content. And it's going to be different for a lot of you guys because you actually do the work for your clients, right? Like when clients come to me, I actually talk about the strategy and I do some editing and that kind of stuff, but it's more strategy and then they go execute, right? I'm not executing for them. But the beauty about running an agency is you can go over the strategy with them. You can tell them the strategy that they need to go do, but they're not going to go do it because they don't know how to execute. And that's where you come in and you can execute. So you need to become the authority in the space. And then going after the bigger guys, once you're the authority, they're going to be coming after you where you're going to get the bigger projects. But it all stems from kind of, the first question about, providing value. You got to provide value and you got to become the authority in your market where you really eliminate your competition. Like it's funny. People laugh when I tell them, but I really look at my competition as cat videos and procrastination. And that's why I put cat videos or cats in my videos. And right now, there's no cat, right? That was the cue for the cat to jump up. But just like most cats, they don't listen. But that's what I would do. All right. So if you like this, make sure you comment below. Make sure you share this out. And let me know how I can help.
I want you to join the conversation. Make sure you comment and subscribe. Thanks for giving me your most valuable asset, your time.